A German soldier planned to chop down a support beam to make a fire, and the wooden cabin still seemed stable. But just as he removed the piece of wood, an accident happened. The beam lost its support and was about to collapse. The German soldier grabbed a stool and held up the beam with his hands. Seeing this, the British officer also stepped on a stool and used his hands to hold up the beam. Together, they managed to push the beam back into place. Then they started blaming each other. At that moment, the German soldier noticed a pistol in the British officer's pocket. He grabbed it, trying to take back control. But once the beam lost support from both of them, it started to fall again. The German soldier saw this and had no choice but to put the gun away and help hold the beam. The pressure on the British officer was greatly reduced. The two of them held the beam like that for an hour. Just as they were about to give out, the German lieutenant, who went hunting, finally returned. They quickly brought in a table and used wooden sticks to support the beam again. The crisis was over, but then both sides drew their guns, demanding the other to surrender their weapons. There was no choice. Under the officers' negotiation, they reached a gentleman's agreement. They threw their guns into the snow and went back inside. Together, they cooked the rabbit the lieutenant had hunted. That night, they sat in a row, happily eating meat. If there were no war, they might have been great friends. Just then, the wounded German soldier woke up. The lieutenant quickly went over to check, but as soon as he unwrapped the bandage, a horrible smell filled the air. The wounded soldier's hand was rotting. The arm was completely dead. To save his life, it had to be amputated. To boil water for disinfection, they decided to rip up the floor. But underneath, they found a box. Inside were not only food, but also 4 bottles of liquor.
It's dried meat.
Why do I hide it there?
Stop you Germans fighting.
Then they made the wounded soldier drink a big gulp of strong alcohol. They started singing a lullaby and slowly put him to sleep. After that, they used boiling water to sterilize the axe. They laid a white cloth under his hand and tied his upper arm tightly with rope. Then the lieutenant raised the axe, getting ready to cut. Suddenly, the wounded soldier woke up. Seeing his comrades about to cut off his arm, he struggled desperately. The others had to hold him down and finally knocked him out with a punch. The lieutenant raised the axe again and decisively chopped off the injured arm. The amputation was a success. After settling the soldier down, they decided to celebrate with a drink. They started bragging and even danced around the cabin. The British officer brought out a pack of cigarettes he had saved for years and gave one to each soldier. This was the purest kind of friendship among boys. In that moment, the war was over. Laughter and joy filled the room, and an unusual kind of friendship quietly began to grow.